You're listening to Clear Inner Focus's Expanding Voices, where your host, Patty Jackson, and her guests share inspiration, real human stuff, and the thrill of confidently standing in expanded self-expression.
You're listening to episode number 7, a COVID conversation with Tandra Jordan. Tandra tells her story of going from an anxiety attack to finding again that deep knowing that everything is going to be okay. Let's jump right in. Thank you all for being here today. I'm Patty Jackson, life coach and founder of Clear Inner Focus Education and Coaching. And today I'm talking with Tandra Jordan, and I'm really excited to be here with you today, Tandra.
Hello.
You want to tell people how the idea to broadcast live started?
I just, as we talk, Patty, me and Patty, we talk because I work with Patty's Clear Focus as a life coach. And you had made a statement and I was reading it and I was like, oh, we should share over coffee because I have a lot to say. And he was like, okay. And we were getting together so we could do coffee. We were doing coffee. And what are you going to talk about? And I was like, COVID-19. Because it's a pandemic and it's everything everyone is talking about. It's fearful and the quarantine, but yet through all of the fear and the panic, there is some positive things that can come out of the quarantine. So far, I must say that I had a panic attack myself through all of this because just hearing every day through the news how many people have passed from this, and not even though I didn't know some of the people, my hearts went out to them. My hearts went out to the families. My heart went out to the children. Then I started seeing on Facebook where classmates of mine passed, and my heart went out to their families. And then I'm like, God, that could have been me. That could have been one of my family members. So I started really praying, God, I thank you. I thank you so much. I thank you for what you're doing. I thank you for what you're about to do. I thank you for everything that you're doing in my life, in my family life, in my daughter's life, in my son's life, and my husband's life. I appreciate you. I appreciate you because that could have been me sitting on the end where these family members are sitting. And my heart, it goes out to them. And not only to them, for the front line, even though I work in social services and I'm working with families, I zoom in with the families to see how they're doing. I'm not really in the homes like the doctors, like the nurses, everybody who's working with families or the sick that's coming in to make sure that they're okay. And I know that if I'm running home in, because from being out in the community, if I'm running home, shedding my clothes, jumping in the shower right away, using hand sanitizer till your hands just get dry, I know that the frontline people, they're doing it as well. So my heart goes out to them. And even people who are working at Pick and Save, people who are working at the Family Dollar store, I want to thank them because I know that they're nervous. I know that they're worried about their families. But when you go in there, there's a positive spirit. There's a positive vibe. So I really want to thank them. And I want them to know that they're appreciated as well.
Right. I love what you said, and that's what I've been really noticing a lot of the gifts of this is, and the way to navigate it, is first of all, that feeling of the heart going out to people. But if I stay there too long and don't balance it with gratitude, then I can get tripped up because then my focus is in their world and in their reality, and I have no point of power by focusing on other people's reality. Once I start feeling bad, focusing on that reality, the way to stay in balance and the way to navigate it, from what I've found, is to then do exactly what you've been doing, is then flipping your focus and coming back here and going into gratitude and grounding that focus and grounding that conversation and grounding our own energy in the gratitude right here, right now. And from that place, I know that's where we can be our best influence for other people. So let's just
Yes.
think about that for a minute. Like if there's a healthcare worker or that person in the grocery store, if I'm there and my heart's going out to them, worrying with them, it's biblically, it said, two or more gathered, I'm there. So if I'm going to gather in worry, I'm going to be adding to it.
Right.
But if I see their challenge and come back here and go to the gratitude and sending love and gratitude and thankfulness, it's a
Yeah.
powerful influence.
It is. It is. And when I go into the store, I tell them all the time, I'm thankful for you. I thank you for, being here serving me today, because that's what you're doing. You are a servant. You're a servant leader. You're not just here, doing a job. You are a servant leader. So I want them to know you're doing something very powerful. You're doing more than a lot of people. And it has been said, and it's been said in the Bible as well, that first will come last and the last will come first. And so look how things are just focusing and flipping in the world. And what I see is that it takes one common denominator, COVID-19, that's bringing the world together, not just America, but the whole entire world. If you look at it, they're coming together. They're trying to find a cure for this. And I know that they're going to find it, but they're coming together as one. Yeah. Look at everybody and the families. The families are coming back together where families were separated. Look at jobs. I see jobs that they're really helping out their employees. They're really like stepping up. Everybody's stepping up. Everybody's worried about everybody else's mental health and mental stability. And it's just the love. And the one thing that I think that we were missing, and I grew up as a kid, one nation under God. And I see that. I see it coming back. I see it. And I'm proud of it. I'm thankful. And I thank God every day. I'm like, God, I really thank you. And I'm like, okay, yes, this virus is horrible. However, if we just stay in the bad space of it, you're panic. Because through that, and I saw all of this, I had a panic attack. And when I had a panic attack, I was in the post office. And that's horrible to panic in front of all these people. And I had to really get myself together. And I was like, you know what? I can't be doing that. That's not of God. Fear is not of God. And so yes.
So you found yourself in the post office having a panic attack, and so you talked yourself out of it pretty firmly, or how did you handle it yet? And how did you handle it so much that you got to the point of like, wait a minute, because I hear at a profound level, everything's going to be okay, and you can see good things being worked out in this. What did you do to get from getting worked up and your heart going out to all these other people to panicking and then getting back into this really grounded balance of, wait a minute, even though this is going on, everything's okay? How'd you do it?
Because you know what? So when I'm in the post office, I'm just like, okay, I'm panicking. I've panicked because the social distance. So I'm in my area, and then this guy, he had on a mask and he had on his gloves, but he wasn't practicing social distance. And so when I would move, he would move. Then I'm moving again, and he would move. And then from that time, I panicked because I was just looking at the news, and I was seeing how many people had just died this particular day from this virus. So then I saw all the people in the store, and I'm like, I panicked. And so I was trying to rush out the store, and I was trying not to seem so nervous and panicky, but I was like rushing out of the store. I rushed out the store, and I popped my knee and ended up on crutches. And so I had to go to the emergency room and everything. And I'm like, Lord, you know what? Fear is not of you. I could have really hurt myself, or I could have really hurt someone else by just panicking and not thinking things through, not taking a deep breath. So now I just, you know what? I breathe and I find things, the positive things out of it to be thankful. Like, Lord, I'm thankful. I'm thankful every day I get up. I thank you. When I get up, I thank you
Mhm.
because I'm standing up, and I thank you. I thank you for my family. I thank you. I find everything. I'm thankful for the smallest things.
Yeah.
And once you find those small things to be thankful for, you'll be like, wow. Because I was like, at first I was worried about my eyebrows. I was like, you know what? I can't even go get my eyebrows waxed. I can't, I got a ponytail. I can't get my hair done. Then I had to think about years ago when I didn't have any money, I didn't get my eyebrows done and I didn't get my hair done. And I was happy. So I had to go back to the past and remember where I came from. And so those things, and just put those things that I learned. So guess what? I learned how to, back then I knew how to fix my hair up and gel it up, fix it really cute like it is now. I knew how to take my eyebrows and get it all together, use just a little mascara, and there you go.
Yeah. Yeah,
So
I
you
see
just
that
get,
gift in that too, Tandra, is the thinking that I'm happy because I do this, or I can feel in control because I can move away from someone who seems like they're unsafe. And all of those places I've been seeing that where I thought I would be okay and safe and feel good inside of me because I was doing things outside of me. I'm so aware of I can't control any of that. And yet, somewhere in there, I'm going to choose to do my best to keep myself safe. I'm going to come back in and check in with myself and do my best to love myself right where I'm at. I've had two mornings. One was Easter, and one was not too long ago where I found like an existential questioning because all of those things where I used to go and do things, I couldn't do anymore. And then it's like, well, then what is it all about? But the gift of it is, then the reality of it that you've said is just the gratitude for now, the gratitude for remembering that I can be happy doing my own hair and my own eyebrows, given the fact that in the past, I could be happy just being me and taking care of me. So
yeah,
somehow in here, I see people really profoundly taking responsibility to take care of themselves while at the same time showing a lot of compassion and love for other people and their way of navigating the journey.
yes, yes. And that's the one thing that I love. I see people, um, on Facebook where, okay, if you need anything, don't be ashamed, sister. Don't be ashamed to just reach out. I'm here to help you. Um, Even my job, New Horizon, every week they prepare boxes for our foster parents, and I drop off snacks to the children and to the families and poses just to make sure, because you're quarantined in the house and you can't go stir crazy in
Mm.
there, but to make sure that they have things to keep them positive, to keep them motivated, and plus to make sure that the children don't get stir crazy because they can't really go out.
Hmm. Awesome.
So,
So
and then
I
I'm
know
like, yeah,
I know you
so,
said at the grocery store and things, you've been acknowledging people for their
yeah.
service. Have you found that at work people are acknowledging you for your service?
I don't even think about it. I So at this point, I really don't even think about it. I've kind of that part taken myself out because right now I'm more concerned about others because I know that I'm gonna be okay because God has me, and I'm gonna be fine. So through my quarantine, I've made a goal list and I've started putting those goals into fruition. So like I'm great, like I'm really great, and I don't need that
Yeah.
because I've learned to pat my own self on the back, and I've learned to say, look in the mirror and say, girl, you got this. And you got the one man on your side that nobody can take away, and that's God Himself.
Yeah, so I love what you're saying. I'm not looking for it from someone else because I'm giving it to myself.
Yes.
And I think that's such a great, great, great takeaway and gift from this. I've been hearing a lot of people saying, my future's so uncertain, and my future's so uncertain, and I feel like this, and I feel like this. And I want them to say, then give yourself love and compassion. Because yes, it's a fact. Your future is uncertain. It is a fact for many, many people. Their jobs
Yes.
look like they're going to be changing. Their life could be at stake. The life of a loved one could be at stake. It is
Yes.
uncertain, and a feeling's going to come with it. But when you give yourself that love and compassion, and don't go reaching out to someone else to help me, save me from these feelings, because ultimately, even when you were in a panic attack, you were the one that brought yourself back home to remembering, wait a minute, this is my grounded connection. This is how I can flip that focus from fear to balancing it with, and I'm still going to be okay. I've got this. I'm doing my best. My best has to be good enough. I have the support of you. You have a great Christian faith, but even people that don't have Christian, I have the best support of my own strength and ability for those that don't believe on
Right.
your side. And that can ground and help people know it's going to be okay. I
Yes.
am going to die one day. We all are. And if we know, if I concentrate on knowing I'm doing my absolute best and the rest is out of my control and I'm going to be okay no matter what,
Yes.
wow, there's a real point of power in there.
Yes. And that's what people have to take away from this. Today is today. What are you going to do positive for yourself today? What are you going to do to make yourself smile today? What
Mhm.
are you going to do, because you don't know? And if you stay in what about tomorrow, then there's an anxiety, there's uh, a possibility that past trauma could come up, there's panic, there's fear. So who would want to live like that? I don't want to live. If that was the case, I hope it's not. I don't want to live my last days in panic, fear, and worrying.
Yeah.
I don't.
Yeah. So I love that. And it is normal to go into the what about this? And that's not a bad thing to think that thought for a minute. But are you going to go into it? Or are you going to steer it back and give yourself the answer? What about if I don't get my job back?
Yes.
Then find that answer, because I believe we'll be guided to that answer. Well, then you're still going to be okay. You'll
Yes.
find a different job. The conversation, the grounded, loving, big picture perspective of God's voice, or whatever you want to call that, is here for us if we take that time and that quiet and that breathe and that compassion and that being willing to feel and notice, yes, I am here and there's nothing wrong with me. I just need to steer it back and listen and continue the conversation inside.
Right.
Just
And
like
that's
you did in that. If you can do that, Tandra, in an anxiety attack, all of us can do it.
yes, because that's the worst thing, to just go up under that pressure, not being able to breathe and just really get yourself out of it and then get it together and then move forward. You can do anything. And you know what I told myself? Okay, so if you can do that, Tandra, you can do anything that you put your mind to. So I took the LPC in December. I didn't pass it. I kind of got, you know, but you know what? I've been studying. I'm getting ready to take it again. I'm going to pass it. Not only that, I said, you know what? 2011, I started a PhD program through North Central University, which a lot of people don't know. I got an A in the first class, an F in the second class, and then I was afraid. I was like, you know what? I can't do this. Yes, you can, girl. You didn't apply yourself when you got that F. You
Yep.
didn't ask for any help. You thought you could just do it all on your own, and you can't do everything on your own. You need help. So I've applied back for a scholarship. I've applied back for my PhD program, and I'm gonna pass that test, and I'm gonna go for it. So I've been through this quarantine. I've been making goals for myself. Everything I have a bucket list. All of the fears that I was afraid of, I'm going to conquer those. I'm not going to let that fear assume me. I'm not going to let it stay behind me. And I'm not going to just stay behind.
Yeah.
I refuse. So it's my time, and I'm going to put God first, and then I'm going to put myself second, and then everybody else, because I've always put everybody else first, then God, and then I don't even know where I put myself, because myself was way down on the totem pole.
Yeah.
And it took me a long time to flip my focus and figure things out and put things in order. And that's what I would tell everybody. Through this quarantine, put your life in order. If you feel that this job is not for you, what can you do differently? If you need help, to just reach out to one of us, reach out to one of our coaching teams to say, hey, we can help you try to figure it out. Let's figure out what is your purpose. Figure out what is your vision. Figure out how can you put all of this together and make yourself happy. And this is a time about self, and family. How can putting our families together? Because if our immediate families are happy, you're going to be ecstatically happy.
I love that, Tandra. Such a beautiful message, and it's very, very clear. And I love how you are someone who will say, I'm a human being, and I can go all the way into the anxiety and have an anxiety attack, and I'm going to steer myself back. I'm going to use it to get clear. I'm going to use it to get grounded. I'm going to use it to listen to God. I'm going to use it to make a plan. And what I hear that you're not doing one bit of is beating yourself up for having the panic attack or being worried that it's going to happen again. It's just, it's there. You did it. You remembered what you always know to be true. You have a plan in place, and you're moving forward. And that I really want to acknowledge you for. Because it's normal human stuff to have a panic attack and then beat yourself up for having that and then have another one because you're focused over there. But the faster you accept it, love yourself, and get back to your heart, get back to your connection, get back to what's true to you and who you always are and what's in your soul, you get to be living a life like what you've been living. So thank you for sharing your passion, how you're navigating this, and the deepest of messages. And that's the title of our talk, which was COVID Conversations, Everything.
Yes, we'll be okay.
Everything will be okay. It is right now, wherever anybody's at, it's okay to be there. Sometimes life is hard. Sometimes emotions are hard. Sometimes getting along with other people is hard. But I would like people to remember, too, that when you separate from other people and really take the lead on what you need to do, take responsibility for the mistakes you made, such as when you got the F on that class. Take responsibility for it. I made a mistake. I didn't do this. I didn't do this. I'm not going to beat myself up. I'm not going to blame it on other people. I'm just going to take responsibility for I didn't reach out. I didn't do this. And I can lead what I need forward.
Correct. Right.
Is a powerful, awesome thing that I would love people to know you can do that. And you've got what it takes.
Yes.
So thank you for being here, Tandra. Thank you for all your gratitude, your voice, your message, and for being there and your service to others in the world. I know you're giving it to yourself, but I'd like you to just know I see you too, and I see the gift that you're bringing to others. So thank you.
I see you, and thank you too.
Take care.
Thank you for joining us today. You can learn more about Patty and Clear Inner Focus coaching, classes, workshops, and coach certification at clearinnerfocus.com. Please subscribe to our channel and keep the conversation going by adding your thoughts, questions, and experiences in the comments section below.